ANDOR Season 2 has arrived and it has concluded, so let's talk about it.
We're in a war. You want to fight? Or you want to win?
So if you liked ANDOR Season 1, highly recommend ANDOR Season 2. This caps off the story and it pops you right into Rogue One. And if you guys don't know, ANDOR Season 1 and Season 2 are both leading up to the events that happen in Rogue One. To kick this off, just for reference, I did really enjoy ANDOR Season 1. There was just something there that was really interesting. It was a very grounded take on Star Wars. And I was interested to see what they were going to do with Season 2. And I am happy to say they knocked it out of the park with Season 2. What I really like about this is it feels like a place and a time that could actually exist. A lot of times Star Wars, it feels like somewhere that, or a time that like it couldn't really even exist. It's pretty fantastical sci-fi, which is great. I mean, I enjoy those for what they are, but this felt like a grown-up, mature, adult Star Wars espionage spy thriller. And what I mean by adult and mature is this was a very complex story. A lot of different layers to these spies and like what they were trying to do for the rebellion. You really have to pay attention while you're watching this show. And I personally just really enjoyed that the creators of ANDOR trusted the audience to watch this show and keep up with what they're talking about, what's happening in the story. They didn't just spoon feed us dialogue like, oh, here's what's going on. Like, you have to really watch the show and pay attention to these little details that are going on. And I just found that really engaging. And again, just a grown-up version of the Star Wars universe. Not to mention the visuals in this show, specifically Season 2, are incredible. They outdid themselves with the CGI. The use of special effects were immaculate. It was very, like, you couldn't even tell what was real, what wasn't for most of the time. It is so well done. The character stories and the character arcs in this show are also just amazing. Everybody is so fleshed out and you get to know these characters, what they bring to the table, what their weaknesses are. Can they be trusted? Can they not? Like, all of these things just make very complex characters that you really care about and you want to know what's going to happen to them. One of my favorite episodes of this season was towards the end. I want to say it was episode 10 or 11, something like that. And one of the main characters, you didn't really know how him and his protege had met, and they do a backflash throughout the episode of their relationship and where it started from and how they got to where they are now. And I just thought it was so cool to see, this connection they have. And it just adds this layer of caring about these characters. Now, I will say this show is not going to be for everybody. And that's okay. This is just my take. I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it is a very intentionally slow burn. The intensity is building as you go. Pops of action, pops of violence, but there is a lot of dialogue. It is very, dialogue centric, and it's so well written. But again, it's not a simple setup story. This is very complex, and you really want to have to like pay attention and like really kind of, be in this story. So if you don't like that type of thing, you're looking for just like, a fun, Star Wars action film, I would probably watch some of the other films in the franchise. ANDOR Season 1 and Season 2, to me, are some of the best work that the Star Wars universe and Disney has done ever. Ever since The Mandalorian Season 1, I thought was brilliant. But since then, there hasn't been anything that has touched this. This is such an elevated Star Wars experience. And again, it kind of feels like with the way Disney has handled these different shows on Disney Plus, that they're kind of like family oriented as far as like the heaviness of the material, or like how they're handled. It kind of feels like kid gloves, kind of handled like, okay, can we get some like depth and like, stuff like that. And it just feels like the last several shows, it's been they've missed the mark. Andor has elevated it, and it is incredible. So final thoughts, guys. I super enjoyed Andor season 2. I would highly recommend it. Again, this is some of my favorite Star Wars stuff to come out of Disney. So well done. The writing, the visuals, the story, the characters, everything is just on point and elevated. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And let me know, have you guys watched season 1 of Andor? Are you going to watch season 2? Looking forward to talking with you guys about it. And more reviews to come real soon. All right. You guys have a great day.